Hey, this is Dan. I think it's T-minus 75 or 76 days until the marathon. I'm running pretty late tonight. It was kind of a hot day, and I just think it's a lot easier to run any sort of distance when it's below 75 degrees. For me, the winter is much easier than the summertime, and summer kind of breaks in mid-August. It just gets cooler. And so if you're training for a fall race, whether it's a marathon or half marathon or even a 5K, I mean, it's just very hard to do during the summer because it's so hot outside, and you go to these gyms and they're not air conditioned. And you know, the older you get, the harder it is to run as well, because you're not physically in the shape that you once were. You don't recover the same way. You have to do a lot more stretching. I don't know, I've read conflicting things about whether your metabolism slows down, but you have to pay more attention to what you eat. I think it's harder for muscle to form. And you know, you got a job. You got an 8, 10, 12 hour a day job, plus bills to pay, and all these things to do, relationships you get entangled with. So if that's my tip for tonight, it's that you run in a temperature that is conducive to you performing well and hitting your mileage, because it also serves as a confidence booster that you can do this. You can do the distance you want. Maybe it takes a little longer. I would pay less attention to time and more attention to distance if it's a distance race. But the other thing about timing is that you need to be mindful of when you eat, what you eat, what's going to give you stomach acid, what's going to give you gas. But anyway, I am holding myself accountable. This is my third video in 3 days. I've hit all my distances. It was 5 miles and 7 miles and 3 miles today. Tomorrow the goal is to do 12 miles in under 2 hours, with potentially a break at the 6 mile mark. And if I can give a warning with this video, I would just say watch something, or like look at a Google search for images of puppies and look at that. Don't look at my face, because the video portion of this is really not significant. And then you can see the sweat, and the sweat shows the effort that was put into this. I did just want to say one last thing before I sign off. I'm going to try and keep these videos much shorter than yesterday, more structured. I want to hit on mileage, I want to hit on a tip, and then I want to just hit on the experience I had running. Again, I was very angry today. I drove back from Queens, and I don't know what it is. People just think that these things, these cars, which you can't see in the darkness, but people think they're invincible behind them, especially on highways. And nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, I'll tell you what a crash is like. You don't even feel the pain. That's how terrifying they are. You hear a sound, you notice something is horribly wrong, you feel like you're in some sort of surreal nightmare. A million thoughts hit you per second. And then you land. Or I landed, and I think I landed on my back. And I shattered my shoulder, which you can see here. And I broke 10 bones, and my shoulder was shattered in 4 places. And even though I am very much in support of the National Brain Tumor Society, and I'd like to share the experience I had with my mom, which was awful. I mean, all this happened within a 5-year period. I got hit. My mom was diagnosed with brain cancer. The pandemic hit. She died. Having nightmares, so I'm not sleeping well, which is why you probably see all these bags under my eyes. Anyway, circling back, I was very frustrated.